name is Aaron Marshall, and this is How Much I Love Guitar. I play guitar and I play drums, and music has been a big part of my life for, I'd say, about 10 years now, and I play guitar in a progressive metal band called Speak of the Devil. Music interests me more than anything because it's, I guess, the most natural way to express one's emotion. A lot of the times, like, you can't really portray how you feel with words, and music is a really good outlet for that. And it's also, a very, how do I want to put it? It has a lot of integrity as far as like original composition and like creativity goes, and being proud of a piece of art that you've created that can inspire you, as others have inspired myself. My dad's always been like a big jazz buff, but then that inspired me to get on him to get me a guitar, and we brought it home, and I was frustrated for a really long time, and then it just started to gel, and it's probably the most natural thing for me to do anytime, anywhere, is just play guitar, and there's really no other things like that I do in my life with ease, I guess. Not to say that playing guitar is easy, but it's just the only thing that makes sense to me. I endured a pretty serious injury snowboarding. I'd say that was probably about four years ago. I just wasn't being very cautious, obviously, and it's something I regret. But I mean, snowboarding is like a big part of my life as well. So, they told me that I'd broken my wrist and that I'd suffered some serious nerve damage to the tendons in the fingers of my left hand, and basically that I would have to undergo some serious rehabilitation as far as like gaining all movement in my hand again, and then as far as being able to articulate on the guitar as effectively would just require more playing and more rigorous exercises as far as like stretching goes, which is something that a lot of guitar players concentrate on for sure. It's definitely a part of your ritual for warming up and playing, but it was more extensive, and it was a lot harder to get chords to fit under my fingers. But just the more I pushed through it came back, and then it was like it never got away. Not to say that I don't still enjoy, both hobbies, but it was just kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, music was it at that point.
Me and him both went to an art school, and we were both in the music theater programs and in the stage band program. So we would play for we would learn music. We'd have to play. I played the bass and he played guitar, and we learned a lot about music going to school. Because we had some really, really good teachers, and we got a lot more used to playing with a large band with many, many instruments, and trying to know where things fit in, where things can go. because there's so many instruments that if you just like had them all doing whatever, then it would sound like a jumble of mess, right? Well, we definitely he definitely teaches me more than I teach him, and because like I play a lot more like the rhythm kind of stuff, so like he writes a lot of the like more like complex like lead kind of stuff, and I'll like write like rhythm parts. So like in that sense, we both write our own parts and bring them together, but in the sense of like us like teaching each other, like yeah, like we because we always talk about it, right? Like we'll like constantly be talking about like if this fits with that and like how this sounds with like what he's playing or like what I'm playing with what Derek's playing or anything of the sort. We all like it has to be worked out really meticulously.
I was having a hard time finding work, and I know people who were interested in learning, and figured I might as well make use of being able to play and being able to teach. So did it just to kind of make ends meet. Really, kind of had to at the time. So at first, I just got like people asking, just like at shows or at school, just I guess just from the band. But it wasn't enough at the time, so I made like a Facebook group and invited a bunch of people to it. There's 2 scale shapes, one for each corresponding key. You've got a major scale shape, which starting on the root would be whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's always going to be your formula for a major. And then as far as your minor is concerned, starting on the root, it would be whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Yeah, that would be it. Sorry. So laid out like kind of like the curriculum, I guess, of like what I'm offering and my rates and stuff like that, and invited like everybody on my list. And like I don't know, Facebook's a pretty good social network, I guess, for promoting stuff like that. So those were really it. I mean, word of mouth and just like Facebook and stuff. Basically, the way I think about it is if you want to get minor, you want to get sad, so you want to go down, and if you want to get major, you want to get happy, which means you want to go up. And it's always going to be a step and a half below or above the root. I don't know, teaching something like I could keep up, like on the side and stuff. I mean, I don't like expect to be like touring like rigorously like in the next, in the near future anyway. But I don't know. I don't have my conservatory. Should have got it when I was younger, but I didn't start music or playing or learning music until I was like 10. So I mean, it's never too late. It's like learning another language. It's just something I should have done when I was younger, but I didn't. It doesn't make the difference, but that piece of paper can get you a lot more job opportunities as far as teaching is concerned. But I could teach myself. It's just it's on a different level when you have your conservatory and you're able to teach.